Goku Super Saiyan has already been surpassed by Gear 5.
What?
But before we get started, make sure you guys like the video, click on the sub button, and leave SGLS in the comments if you're hyped for Gear 5 Luffy. Off rip, I'm already certain of what you guys are gonna say.
You One Piece fans are delusional. How dare you say the Gear 5 surpassed Super Saiyan when Super Saiyan is the most well-known anime transformation of all time.
And for that, come prepared with two major arguments that I feel will explain to you how none of those counter arguments are true. First one being the numbers.
We beat the industry.
In order to find those, look no further than the list of the highest selling manga of all time, where you'll find that not only is One Piece top of the list, making it one of the highest selling pieces of fiction in history, it's also already sold twice as many copies as Dragon Ball, despite the fact that Dragon Ball had a 13-year head start, with both Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z finishing their runs by 1996, and One Piece not even starting its anime until 99. It's safe to say that both Gear 5 and One Piece as a whole have already surpassed Dragon Ball Super Saiyan. Especially if your argument is based upon popularity or numbers. Another thing that One Piece has going for it in the numbers department is the existence of the internet, which was certainly also around at the time that Dragon Ball Z was airing, just not in the same capacity. Now, I'm not saying this to say that Dragon Ball Z was not popular back in the day, but I believe we can all acknowledge and admit when I say that being an anime fan in the 90s was not as popular as it is now. It just wasn't as much of a thing.
Nerd.
Couple all that with the fact that Gear 5 is already being compared to SSJ, when so far it's only been introduced to us in the manga, and I think you've got yourself a fair argument as towards why the number section is going to Gear 5. Second way in which Gear 5 has already surpassed Super Saiyan 1 is in the form itself. Goku's transformation into Super Saiyan for the first time on Namek is rightfully viewed by many as the most iconic of all time. Nobody is saying that it hasn't inspired literally every single transformation that has come out since its time. But the thing that makes Gear 5 so special is the fact that Super Saiyan in every form that it inspired is based upon rage. They usually go no farther than a simple physical stat boost to coincide with one's rage. Yet despite Luffy quite literally being a clone of Goku, Oda has found a way to take his power to a higher level by making it based upon his joy. So instead of Luffy's final power coming from some generic trope of trauma, Luffy's Gear 5 comes in as a physical manifestation of what his character embodies narratively: freedom. Want to revive yourself after getting the life knocked out of you by a Yonko? Sure. Or maybe you want to emote on your opponent with some imaginary sunglasses? Go right ahead. Or maybe you want to turn yourself into a giant and use the world's strongest creature as a jump rope? Why not? With Gear 5, all things are possible. It allows Luffy the passive ability of bending reality to his imagination, thus allowing Luffy a freedom that Super Saiyan does not possess. So yeah, I think I'll stand on it. Whether it's in terms of power, numbers, or the form itself, SunGodLuffy solo. Turn on those notifications. Make sure you guys stay tuned for the premiere of Gear 5. I love you all. I appreciate you for watching. SunGod signing off.
I come in clutch like a genie. Don't talk unless you need me. You talk too much, you need it. All of my bitches look like models. She in love with me.